Alrighty, so I think we're officially streaming. What's up, everybody? This is Roy Dunia, co-founder, CEO, Chart Addicts, the #1 personal coaching service in the world. We're looking at NASDAQ right now. The market has just opened, and we're getting this breakout of this consolidation zone. I think a quick scalp opportunity would be the retest of this pre-session consolidation and a drop. And then I'm actually looking to go long around anywhere between the 430 and 460 area, 14,430, 14,460, anywhere in this 30-point range, looking to go long on NASDAQ as a continuation of the bullish momentum. So there is a scalp opportunity right now that I'm seeing. I'm not sure I'm going to take it because I think I'm just going to wait for that bullish move down here. But there is a scalp opportunity right now to short this thing down to 14,460. Let me get these arrows out of the way. You guys can see we're breaking out of the pre-New York consolidation. And on the smaller time frames, we're starting to use it as resistance. So I'm not a breakout trader. I don't actually trade breakouts of consolidation, so I wouldn't have entered now. But on the smaller time frames, if this thing closes bearish, and then we get a push and a closure back under the zone, then I can look for a retest and short. So I don't necessarily just trade the first breakout I see. That's the easiest way to get caught in a false breakout. And I think false breakouts are more common than an actual breakout. So if I don't get my confirmations of the break, I'm not going to take it. Plus, I think this thing is leaving the station as we speak. If this is your first time on the stream, welcome. My name is Roy Dunia, co-founder, CEO, Chart Addicts, the #1 personal coaching service in the world. I mostly trade NASDAQ. I'll be looking at gold, NASDAQ, and GJ today, but I will only be trading NASDAQ 100. There's a shorting opportunity that we're watching right now. As prices formed as head and shoulders on the smaller time frames, we're breaking out of this zone. This is a previous higher time frame resistance, the 14,550. And so I'm expecting a push down anywhere between 14,430 and 14,460. It's going to come down pretty aggressively. And then at some point we will wick. And then that wick is going to be our opportunity to get in for longs and to continue the momentum of the past 2 weeks, which has been in the bullish direction. All right. Now, be mindful that once we get to this yellow zone, we are at a higher time frame resistance. And so if we can't break this triple top, this local triple top right here, then we're just going to be consolidating and we might even come back down. So any long opportunities, we're going to take partial profits at 550 and partial profits at 650. Any questions, comments, concerns about what we're doing with NASDAQ? If you guys are on the Zoom, let me know in the chat. If you guys are on YouTube, let me know in the YouTube comments. Oof. I don't know. Like we're not going to scalp the momentum. My trading strategy is to stick to the borders, stick to the edges. We have a really nice support level down here. We have zones all through this structure. So I'm not going to jump in here, but this is actually a pretty decent momentum trade at the market open, which as you guys can see the 15-minute time frame. The risk and reward is like 1.5 to 1. So it's just not even worth it. But it's a pretty high probability trade. This thing filling. So it's going to play around here. It might even come up and retest this zone and then come down and fill the wicks. So how I'm playing this is a simple Fibonacci play. Oof. So that's the 78. I honestly want it to come down to the 88.6, shake out a lot of the people that are entering right now for longs. And so anywhere between 460 and 440, this whole area here, this would be prime time for longs. So it would kind of look like this. Well, actually, let me draw it down from this low. No, this is more accurate. So the first trade looks something like this. About 20 points of risk, or 20 pips, or sorry, 200 pips or 20 points. And then the risk and reward is about a 5-1. Oof, scalping those shorts would have been the move. We could have just been done, one and done.
Yes, sir.
So who took it? Who took the shorts?
Me, bro. Mario.
There we go, brother.
I took the US 30 shorts, the gold buys, and the Nash shorts too.
Gold buys, Nash shorts, U30 shorts. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I sent the setups in the chat.
All right. So if you guys are just tuning in on YouTube, what's going on? My name is Roy Dunya, co-founder, CEO, Chart Addicts, #1 personal coaching service in the world for traders. And then this thing right behind me, this is the FX Summit 2022 conference. If you haven't already grabbed your tickets, make sure to grab your tickets at fxsummit2022.com. All right, so this thing just retraced all the way back up. This could actually be a nice re-entry opportunity. But honestly, I'm more looking for the longs. So if you guys are scalping these shorts, I think this is a good re-entry. It just came up. This is what I see at the market open. It'll liquidate, and then it'll start doing this wick action on the smaller time frames, where if you entered and you put your stops and break even, it's just going to grab your stops the whole time. It's going to grab your stops the whole time. And then after it's done grabbing your break evens or your stop losses, that's when it'll make one more push to the downside. That's when we're going to get a chance to see what the direction is. So we have about 4 minutes left in this candle. We're going to see if it closes bearish or bullish, right? So if it closes below the previous session's consolidation, then that means it's indicating bearish. So bears have stepped into the market, in which case we can look for a retest of that consolidation and short it down to the entry. If this thing closes above, then the 78 was the buy zone, in which case we'll look for a bullish candle to close back in the range, look for a retest, and then on that retest, we can enter for a continuation. So 2 options. Close below, we're going to short it, or it closes above, we're going to wait for a retest and go long. Deal? Everybody, we good? So my trading strategy, just so that you guys know what's going on here, I use the higher time frame to identify all of my zones. I trade with the higher time frame momentum, and then I go down to the smaller time frames to look at local structure at the market open and trade the market open consolidation. I do that on the 30-minute and 15-minute, and I close partials a lot, which means I take positions off the table. And I am a fan of re-entries, but I don't usually call too many re-entries on the stream. Usually we catch the first part of a push and then we're done for the day. So I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what's happening here. This thing is closing above the zone for now. So if it closes above, we can look for a retest here at 14,500 and potentially take it long inside of this range. Because you guys can see we are forming resistance, support, 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 support. Then we had a giant wick down. This is the makings of an inverted head and shoulder. So if this thing closes bullish, it'll indicate that buyers have control. Then we'll just wait for a push back down, or a pull back down, if we're going to be exact, 14,500, and then we can go long to 14,562. It's about 600 pips in this range. The market open is a bit tricky. This thing could come all the way back down. It could fly all the way to the high of this range. So I want to give it a second to just see how it's reacting and just stick to trading off of my zones. It's either going to be here, here, or here. My yellow zones are the only places where I can really enter. I'm going to be looking to short up here. I'm going to be looking to go long down here. Alrighty? Now, some quick reminders for you guys as we trade together. This is stuff that goes through my head when I trade or right before I trade. It's kind of like a checklist, a mental checklist for me. It's the reason that I'm a successful trader, or the reason I'm a successful trader is because, number one, I follow my plan and I only take trades that fit the criteria of my rules. Number two, I manage my risk. I identify and accept the amount of risk that I'm taking on every trade, right? So we're not over here just putting on 3, 4, 5 positions, whatever it is. You don't know how much you're risking. You go into drawdown on a big position or one of the positions and you start to panic yourself out of the trades. We don't do that. That's why we're successful. Number three is I only take the highest probability setups and I don't get caught up in the short-term market movements and jumping into random trades. So part of my strategy is to make sure I stick to the outsides, to make sure I stick to where the market has historically shorted or gone long. Shorted, shorted, gone long, right? And so I don't really care what's happening here because it's in the middle of my range. I'm either going to take a long here, take a short here. If the market breaks out and retests, take a short outside, take a long at this yellow zone. And so my previous areas of structure where buying became selling, became buying, those are the areas I'm interested in for entries. Okay. Everything in between, I don't care about. And a lot of people, they take trades and they say, well, Roy, you missed this and you missed that. In all honesty, I know what my trading strategy is. I'm never missing out on anything, right? And that's kind of the beauty of trading is that there's always going to be a move. If this thing pushes to the moon right now, completely breaks out of the zone, what's the next thing that's going to happen? We're going to get a pullback, right? Either a shallow pullback to the extension or a deeper pullback to the previous high. So you're never missing a move if you know how to trade, right? There's always going to be another opportunity. And so that's how I trade. You guys might see me sit here for 30 minutes, 45 minutes and not take an entry. What I will do though is at least give you guys some insight on trading. This could be a really good entry for longs here, for scalps. I'm going to put in a small position here. I'm going to put in a small position here. I'm going to take a very small scalp position. Whoa. Give it a sec. Oh, it's breaking out. So what I'm doing now is I'm waiting to see if this is a genuine breakout or if this is going to turn into a wick as it's done in the past. All right, usually when prices wick, they start to come down very aggressive and then they come up. And so this could be the makings of a wick rejection here, or this thing could actually be about to bleed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a small position for longs here. Oh, I'm screen mirroring. You guys are going to get to see me take this trade. And if I decide to close, I'll let you guys know. Like if it starts to close back under the zone, then I can reassess whether to stay in this trade. But I've only put on like a small position size, right? So instead of throwing like a standard, I've thrown a 0.2 and I'm basically feeling the water here. If the market is playing around this zone, but then starts to wick and reject, then I can enter another position because the market is confirming that that zone is valid. If we close below the body of this candle, that's when I will exit this trade. And so if you guys want to see this visually, it would look like this. Which is about a 3-to-1 risk and reward. So we'll give this thing a few minutes to see if it wicks up or not. And yeah, I'll just keep you guys posted on what I'm doing with the trade. On NASDAQ, I'm usually pretty quick to cut my losers. And usually in most market conditions, I'll actually hold my trades. But because the market's so volatile these days, because of how much news is coming out, usually I'm just grabbing one candle or one spike in the direction. I at least want a 1-to-1 risk and reward. So if I risked, let's say $2,000, I at least want to make 2,000. But if I see that 1-to-1, I usually take it off the table. I might hold a runner, but what I'm realizing lately is there's so many wicks to both directions that holding a runner, you know, it just isn't really worth it. So I've just been closing the entire positions. So as for now, this is not looking too good, but a little bit of patience can go a long way with NASDAQ. I want to see if we close above the zone or below on the 15 minutes. So this is your quick reminder to get tickets to the FX Summit 2022 conference in Miami. This May 13th through the 15th, we have some of the biggest names in the game coming, including shout out to TradingView, whose website we're using now. Their leadership team is going to come and speak at the FX Summit. We also have some of the biggest retail trading names coming and showing love. So it's going to be a huge event. All right, so this isn't really looking too good for me. On the next retracement back up, I'm going to be looking to actually close out of my position and break even. When the market rejects a certain zone, it's supposed to, like, buyers are supposed to be sitting there putting in buy orders, and you're supposed to be seeing wicks kind of closing back in the range. The fill of this candle, and just real heads up, I'm closing these trades. Those are the trades closed. Oof. Let me get this out the way. Let's go full screen here. Boom. Alrighty. So it's looking pretty aggressive, but if there's one thing we know about NASDAQ at the market open, is that it'll create whipsaws to both sides to sort of take out buyers and sellers. So this could be that long opportunity off the rejection of the 78. The entry might have been a little bit early, but that's why I put in a small position. And just looking to see how it reacts around these zones. All right, so we already had 2 rejections. That's a good confirmation that we're holding. A third one at the 71 or the 61 and reject, that would confirm that it's ready to come back for longs. $8:30 a.m. So there was news that dropped about an hour ago. So unemployment claims is down significantly. This is actually pretty good. Less people are requesting unemployment. Core durable goods, way worse than expected. Oh, shit. That's not good. Durable goods orders, holy woly. FOMC member speaks 9:10. Okay. U.S. housing market, a webinar jointly hosted by the Aviv University, Flash Manufacturing, and Flash Services. There was a lot of news that just came out. Manufacturing is up, but core durable goods is way down. So not a lot of people ordering. but the employment claims are down. So this is positive for the economy. This is bad for stock market. This is good for stock market. So it's either which one is worse, like how bad this is or how good this is. Whenever FOMC speaker is on TV, there's a lot of volatility in the market, and so I think we're going to expect a little bit of this whipsaw action until they stop speaking. It's going to be in about 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So I'm looking to snag some buys next time it comes down into this range. See it come down and fill a little bit, snag some buys, catch like a scalp opportunity in this area, and then just call it a day. All right, so a lot of this is a waiting game. I'm not looking to rush into any entries. I'm not looking to rush into the retest right now. What I do know is right now, this is acting as a sell level. This is acting as a buy level. So if we took everything off the screen, it would kind of look like this. So this region right now, this is acting as a short level. This is acting as a long level. Everything above, would be a breakout of the trend, and it would be bullish. Ooh, we got James Storms in the house. Let's go. You guys help me wish or help me welcome James. If you guys want to put something in the chat, let James know he's welcome on the stream. Let him know that we outside. What's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
It's good. I'm currently driving to a skydiving center near you in Miami, Florida. What's going on though? I'm gonna short Nas and then jump right out of the plane, pretty much.
Guys, and that's James Storms for you. That's the most James Storms thing I ever heard in my life. Are you gonna close by the time you get off or no?
I don't know. What's that?
Whoa. I said, are you gonna take like a scalp? So are you gonna enter it, try to get out by the time you get over there, or are you gonna hold this thing while you're on the plane? All right, well, I guess he dropped off. That's that Miami service for y'all.
Yo, my bad. My service is really bad. But yo, the indices looking short, my guys and girls, to me.
Yes, sir. Well, we're gonna have to see. I'm still seeing higher highs, higher lows.
I agree. The momentum's going up, but if you look at the daily, overall, the daily structure and most of the indices are all bearish, and they're all pretty much at lower high points, and they've been failing to make new highs for a while. Last night, NATO released, and Joe Biden or whatever, they released something about just saying that they're prepared for a nuclear attack. So they think Russia's up to some shit. So that to me is a very risk off type of sentiment. So that's what I'm seeing, especially when it came out, everything dropped a pretty good amount. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing. But definitely the momentum is heading upwards, but to me it's starting to transition bearish a little bit.
For sure, bro. For sure. I'm actually gonna scalp a short entry right now. So I'm gonna start to scale in as this thing is moving, and then I'm gonna enter a lot of my entries on the retest here, and basically just take things down to 14,420. After if it breaks, if it breaks that level, then I'm just gonna play it structure by structure. But,
Yeah,
that looks nice.
Yep.
yeah, I think he's right because I'm in at 500 or 550 on the sell. It came up and hit my limit. So I'm in at 14,550 and 14,500.
Yeah, we in there.
Let's get it.
See if I can move my screen. You guys can see I'm actually screen sharing up here. So it's a bit of a late entry. I'll be honest, it's kind of ugly, but I think we'll come back and test the lows down here at least. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a sell limit. Oop, right there. At 14,530. So basically, we've already confirmed the bearish breakout. Let's see if we get one more pullback and a continuation of that move. Once we get back down to this the daily level, the previous highs of yesterday's session, then we'll see if it's going to break or if it's going to hold. So I think this is a pretty good entry opportunity right now, this retest on the smaller time frame. It's pulling back up to the 14,500. And so 14,500, that would be the right entry. I don't think it's going to make it to the 61.
Yeah, that was a really nice H1 close. So I definitely think we're heading lower, honestly.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm already in the trade, and I just entered a re-entry.
Honestly, the trick to trading is just enter one lots until it says no more margin or no more money available. Whatever the message is that comes up, that's the trick to trading.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not do that.
I'm kidding. Don't do that. It's not financial advice. I don't know what trading is, and I've never placed a trade in my life, so don't listen.
Risk management is key. James is one of the best traders in the world, but risk management is key. All right.
Yeah, no, definitely. Only risk money you can afford to lose, but sometimes you just can afford to lose a lot.
Yo, you're funny.
Damn, little pop back.
Yeah, I'm entering again.
A little pop back.
I'm entering one more time.
Bro, you don't trade US30 though?
No, sir. I stopped trading US30. Well, I used to trade I used to trade SPX, which is kind of like US30's little brother. But the whipsaws on US30 are too crazy. Yeah, for sure. That's why I picked NAS.
The whipsaw, NAS is nice, and you know what's nice about NAS, especially with someone who likes to take advantage of leverage. Per one lot size, it takes up a lot less margin. Like overall, you can obviously it moves less pips overall, but you can get more orders and more leverage in basically on NAS.
For sure. And I honestly just feel like, I mean, right now, bro, there's some news happening. So there's an FOMC speaker that's still talking, and there was all this happening.
I think
Bullard
is speaking right now, right?
Yeah, they're talking about the housing market or some shit. But on an average day, it just respects structure. Like I do the same thing almost every day, which is I find the pre-session consolidation from London, and then basically I just look at the lows and the highs, and I just take shorts up here and I take longs down here. So usually it's more of like a scalp thing. It's like an intraday trade. Take it up in the range and then just call it a day. When it starts to break out, so we had a bearish breakout, then I'll just look for a retracement and then just short it to the outside, and same with the upside.
Word. Hell yeah.
Yeah, nice little push up here though.
Yeah, it's popping, honestly. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of room, like overall. When usually when I take trades like that, it's a little more iffy because of the momentum. So it might find resistance around those highs overall, but depends.
Yeah, if it breaks the pre-session highs right here, if it breaks the pre-session highs, that's when I'll close the trade and then basically just try to retake the shorts up here.
Right. All right, boys and girls. I appreciate you inviting me on, bro. I just finished my drive, but best on trading, and I wish you guys millions of dollars this year.
James, we're gonna do another one of these tomorrow with Alex and Jason and Andy.
Yeah, I'll pop on tomorrow. Hopefully, I didn't sleep yet, so hopefully, like my schedule is not fucked up, but I should be chilling.
Sounds good, bro.
Say the word, and I'm there, bro. Like, just say the fucking word.
My guy, I got you. I'll text you.
All right, bro.
Safe,
All right, peace, everyone. Have a good one.
jump. All right, yo. So let me reassess this real quick. Basically, price did exactly what I wanted it to do at first, but I got caught up in taking those short positions. It came back down to that area of interest at 460 level one last time and then shot up. At this point, this is where I think we can expect that inverse and push. I'm not looking to take a trade just yet. I want to see something like, honestly, at this point, I'm not just going to keep taking trades. Waiting for that long would have been the best entry. The retest is going to be at 14,500 right here if this thing is long. Or if it breaks out, wait until later in the session. Wait for it to crash back, close back above, and take it on the higher lows. SL definitely hit. Got some reds in. Got some reds in, people. We'll make this up by the end of the day, though. We ain't scared of nothing. Few reds for the day. Yeah, a bullish engulfing candle like this, that usually is the most definite confirmation of the trend. So we had bullish momentum was coming up, had this rejection, had the bullish push, retest, and then now we're forming a bullish engulfing candle. Yeah, at this point, this thing is going bullish. Or the wick, the news makes it do some kind of crazy wick action. I'm not going to buy a breakout. So if there's a retest later in the session, I'm going to take it. It'll look like this. Scenario one. Well, scenario one is this. Inverse head and shoulders continuation. Scenario two. I mean, from here, it kind of looks like it's just going to consolidate. So that's scenario one is the retest of the inverse head and shoulders continuation. Scenario two is just consolidates over here until the news is done. Scenario three, breakout. Retest higher lows. So don't buy the break back out. Buy the retest of that structure. And I guess there's an option 4, but that's if this thing just completely flips back bearish and it was just a wick grab, which is always possible on NASDAQ, right? The way it looks on the smaller time frame is you have all your lows down here and your highs up here. And we see how price reacts right here.
What up, Roy?
What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo. What's popping, yo?
What's up, brother?
What are we looking at? I'm shorting that bitch, bro. Bro, like something I learned from my dad, right? When it comes to the stock market, he did today. He made some good money on Nvidia. He's trading stocks right now, so he's out. But he's looking at, if you go to this website, it's called cnbc.com, and go to the market section, you'll see real quick. I don't want to stop before you doing, but you can check it out later on.
Are you looking at the futures before the market opens, or is he looking at the open interest?
Yeah, the overall, all the companies, all the companies itself, like as a whole thing. That's what he doesn't kind of have an idea of how the market, the indices will react with, whenever he sees all this stuff, green or red, whichever is, negative or positive. It's pretty cool. Something that I've been watching lately.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my thing is that the stock market hasn't opened, and so it's like I see that there's a way to look at what the stocks are doing before the market opens, but as soon as the market opens, that's when a lot of the activity starts happening. And so it's looking at the futures is something that I do.
Show you what I mean by this. I feel like most of the companies are like, the biggest tech companies are like, and they like are closing, not really closing, but like they're up a good percentage. Like we have Tesla per se today made I think it's up let me see. Where are you, Tesla?
Bro, this NASDAQ is crazy.
Yeah, that shit, bro. I don't know. I just
500
that
pips.
shit's too volatile.
In that short right now, bro.
Fam. I'd be lying if I said I didn't hold one of those entries from earlier. I finally just got back into profit.
Let's go.
I'm about to close it though.
Bro, same, man. I took that sell off the top. Bro,
Yes.
same, man. I took that sell off the top.
You caught this one right here?
Yeah.
Price action looking crazy.
Yeah, bro. This news right now is just not it.
It's just a whole manipulation.
It keeps rejecting this daily zone though, the 14,550. This is a daily sell level. We look over.
Yep, right there. I already booked. I'm not playing with Nas.
All this.
I'm not playing with Nas.
Yeah, this thing will flip back in a second.
Shit
I
will
really
take
feel like
people's
we're just
money,
gonna consolidate.
I'm still in that 5 and 550. They ain't shaking me out of that.
Hey yo, you got more
You
patience. than I
shorting the
do.
money?
Yeah, I'm shorting it down to 14.4.
Oof, let's go.
14.430.
I just took some partial.
Yeah, bro. This thing's gonna consolidate like crazy. And plus the risk and reward on this is all kinds of ugly. That's barely a 1-to-1. If you want to be conservative and just put it above the bodies instead of the wicks, it's still like a 2-to-1. But I don't know. Personally, this is not the highest probability trade. On the higher time frames, it could be. Like on the 1 hour, this could be the retest to really grab some liquidity and then just continue dropping. So it's possible. But the way it's looking now is we're just probably going to consolidate here. So if you guys do trade this consolidation, just short at the high and long the lows. Everything in the middle, it's very high risk. Just throwing that out there. All right. Well, this was supposed to be a pretty short stream, but some scheduling stuff got moved around. So I'm going to hang out here until probably like 10:30, 10:45. See what we're looking at. See if we can catch another entry on NASDAQ. I'm still in 2 positions, right? So the first one that I had when it was retesting on the smaller time frame, and then a second one that I entered at 5. Let me get this price. At 522 as a re-entry. Those are the only 2 entries. I'm not really happy about them sitting right here. I really want to snag an entry up here, just kind of hedge myself out. But for now, those are the 2 trades I'm watching. And yeah, I'm going to hang out here for another 30 minutes, see these trades play out, see if we can get another re-entry, and call it a day. That was honestly pretty funny when James got on. He said, my favorite way to trade is when you just keep pressing the buy or sell button until it says no more margin. No, we're not doing that, people. No full margin gang, all right? Everybody, risk management is your best friend. I'm telling you guys.
Oh, this shit's running down, brother.
You sound surprised.
Hey,
Oof.
maybe James is right. All in.
Ooh. No, sir. No all ins. Risk management is key. But win trades, right? If they take your money the first time, you better go back and get it back from them. The market makers always try. They always come back for this massive liquidity grab. They'll come back for it. Your job is to make those re-entries happen, to be flexible enough to see the opportunity and at least get back in, not let the losses play into your decision making. If you guys are watching this at home on YouTube, please make sure to hit the like button. It's right here. It's real easy. Guys, look at this. Boop. Real easy. Hit the like and then hit the subscribe button. I can't subscribe to myself, so I can't show you guys how to do that. But the button's going to be somewhere over here. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. And just show a little bit of support. We do this every Thursday. And we're going to actually do a surprise stream tomorrow where I'm going to have James come back. FX Alex G, if you guys know who that is. Andy Peters, we just did a podcast together. Don't tell anybody. And QB Stu, Jason Stewart, who's actually in the Atlanta Dome practicing for the fan-controlled football league, which is pretty exciting. So they're going to be joining us tomorrow for another one of these streams. I'm in deep profits. T, I'm about to send you my shit real quick.
Brother, this shit is running. I
just
got
sent
in
you-
at 34, 534, all the way up there. I'm just holding on to that.
Beautiful, bro. They wasn't shaking me out. They was shaking us out.
Oh, you
No,
did
sir.
your thing, the money. I really
Nothing but a
loved your
pullback, bro.
confidence
That's all
in
it
that.
was.
I loved your confidence in that. That was a tall ass pullback.
Yeah, it was.
That body filled all these candles. But that's the smaller time frames, right? It'll look like anything.
Yeah, I'm on a 1, and there was major rejection up there at the 14,550, like right there. It's like 3 or 4 rejections right there.
Yep.
So that was a confirmation for me to get in to sell.
Yep. That was the higher time frame zone for sure. So when I'm scalping by myself, I'm just gonna let you guys know, I probably would have taken that third touch. I would have taken this and then the break back out. At this point, I'd be out of all the trades that I didn't care about losing. So I'd already be out of all the trades and I'd have my stops and break even. What I'm doing now is I'm actually going to close partials, close one of those 2 positions and just put my stop and break even for the other. Actually, let me see this. Yeah, I'm going to put my stops and break even. There's a pretty good chance it'll come back one more time to 500 before it drops. But if it does that, I think it's going to be later in the day and I could just take a re-entry. All righty. So this Sunday, big podcast with Andy Peters. I think it's going to be a really, really valuable one. Will this be on YouTube, bro? Tomorrow podcast. Tomorrow's a live stream. It actually will be on YouTube. We're going to be doing it live, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. All righty. I'm in 4 NAS cells. You got to do what you got to do. You got to get in how you fit in. I always show love when you're on the Thursdays because you don't have to do it. I appreciate you. This is very true, and I appreciate that support. It says deep profits on the cells. Cells at the level. He said, how about GJ? How about GJ? Let's look at GJ real quick.
Hey Roy,
What's up?
after you look at GJ, can you take a quick look at GBP CAD?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. I'm favoring a short, long, and then continuing the sells.
A short, long. Now I'm confused.
Like
Yeah, short term, long.
yes, short term.
Okay, okay.
I'm sorry, that was mad funny.
I'm like, wait, which one is it? You got to pick a side at least. I'm thinking if we close below the 71 right here, if we make it down to the 61 on GJ, I would look for retest and price to come back down. Now on the higher time frame, the zone that I have marked up is 162.5, which is this previous area of sells. So 162.5 is kind of where I wanted price to be before we started to let some air out of this this GJ machine. On the smaller time frames, really, guys, I honestly don't want to trade against the momentum, so I'll forget the sells for now, unless we break back like below the 160 zone. If anything, I would just look for a retracement down to the 61.8 and just look to continue this thing long. If the market breaks below the 61.8, then I would wait for a closure below the 160 and I would short it down. But right now, the momentum is so aggressive, I wouldn't trade against this. I see the double top. I see the rejection. I just personally wouldn't want to take sells against it. We'll do GBP CAD. This, though. Yeah, so we're retesting this weekly level for shorts. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I was just in this trade, that big push that you see, big red candle right now. I was just in that. It helped me complete the first round of challenge for me.
Hey, there you go. Congrats.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's a hell of a trade. It's a hell of a trade. Now, the one thing that I would be careful of is, do you see this? This is called divergence, where the strength index shows us basically like a volume, like a rough volume amount of buyers versus sellers in the market. And then we compare that to price. So if there's more and more buyers in the market and the market is no longer oversold, this is oversold. Now it's like at a healthy range, it's going up. Why is price still dropping? That kind of indicates that at some point, we're going to see one of these touches. It's going to shoot back up. So that's usually what the divergence indicates. It's one of those like old time tricks. You can look at the amount of buyers in the market, not the amount of buyers. Like we don't have access to the order flow information, but I mean like the volume of buyers in the market. And you can see that it's going up in an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs, but price is moving down. Usually the RSI is the correct one. And we're going to see price at some point get oversold and come back up. So after this thing hits the previous lows, that's where I'd be looking to protect the trade. But yeah, retests of 1.66. Well, 1.66 is that level.
Got it.
This thing is dropping though.
Exactly.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'm looking at 64.5 for a buy up.
645.
Yeah, 64,500. I'm going to place a buy limit there.
Yeah, that's right there. Oh, crazy. I love this community so much.
Just take it down 30, 40 pips for your stop loss.
Yep. Let's take a quick peek at NAS, see how we're doing here. Yeah, still bleeding. There's some support being formed down here at the previous lows. And so if you guys aren't already in break even, I would put it in break even. We are at the lows of that consolidation that we had before. And it was yesterday's highs. Let me zoom out here. Right here on my smaller time frames. Here's the previous session's highs. You guys can see all the resistance. And now we're using it as a floor. So at this point, if there is going to be a bounce for a continuation, it'll be from here. So this is where I would protect the trade and just hold this thing and see if it breaks through. If price breaks through, I think that this is the beginning of the shorts that I've been waiting for weeks. But most likely, I think we're going to get those shorts next week. I think we're probably just going to range here I don't know if we're going to break through. Right? The news about nuclear, whatever, like, guys, if we were actually going to go into nuclear war with Russia, I think everybody would know. Right? They would actually be sounding the alarms. If we're just worried that Russia has nukes and they might use them, yeah, we've known that. We've known that for about 75 years since the Cold War. So at this point, I don't know what the market's really like. I think it's just one of those like rumors that gets sent out to just shake the markets up. If there's a genuine threat of nuclear attack, we are going to know. And the whole world's going to know. And there's going to be preparation. There's going to be global talks. There's going to be like, yo, that's the end of the game. You know, like everybody is going to sit down and fix that shit. So whatever that headline news article that came out about the nuclear war, it's bad, but it's not bad enough to break through here. Because I don't know if it's, you know.
Yeah, bro. I don't even have a bomb shelter, bro. Dang.
Well, we're fucked. Look, we live. I'm in Virginia. I'm too close to DC. You know, so at this point, I'm kind of screwed. I'm in the radius. You guys know the blast radius? I'm in the radius. So that would not be good.
Another trip to Miami?
Yo, somebody made a joke about that when this Russia shit first started. I'm at one of the stores and they're like, yo, isn't this better than being near DC? It's like nobody here cares about the nuclear stuff. And I was fucking laughing. I'm like, bro, this is actually kind of true. It's beautiful down here and we're safe from the noise. Oh, done deal. So, ladies and gents, if you guys are watching this at home, if you haven't already grabbed your tickets to the FX Summit 2022 conference, all the folks that are going to be on the live stream tomorrow will also be speaking on stage at the summit. Come get a chance to hear their perspective and see them trade and see what we're doing. And yeah, I think the FX Summit is going to be one of the most exciting events of the year. I think that it's never really been done before, where we get TradingView, Oanda, brokerages, FTX, Binance, the institutional side, and the retail side. We got James, Andy, Anthony, Q Banks, Raul, like all of these different people to come and learn from. Like really, guys, if you asked me, what's the best way to get the answer? I said, Roy, the answer to what? The answer to goddamn anything. It's to get the smartest people that you know that are succeeding at something and to get them in the same room and pick their brain, right? If I wanted to figure out what's working with our coaching and what's not, it's very simple. We talk to a whole bunch of our successful traders, say what's working, what's not. We figure out what's working. We figure out what's not. It's an incredible strategy. So when you think about the FX Summit, what if you got the smartest people in that space to all come together to give value? You could pick their brain and basically they're going to be on stage sharing completely different perspectives of how they all got the same result. And what you start to notice is a lot of people have like, you know, let's say on stage of 8 people, somebody might be doing something, but the rest of them aren't doing it. Well, you'll start to realize is that one thing is not necessary for your success, because obviously everybody else is seeing success without that one prerequisite. So the best thing that you can do is get around these folks and start to see the similarities. Okay, they all are disciplined. They all are decisive. They all accept risk and they understand the financial risk. They all blank, 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 and blank. Now you have a list together of all the stuff that's going to make you a successful trader. You get your ass back home and you start working on those. That's what the FX Summit is meant to provide for everybody. I'm very excited for you guys to come and see that event. It's never been done before in history. I'm jumping out of my seat for it. FXSummit2022.com is where you guys can find more details. Head over to the website, grab your tickets today. There's about 35 VIP tickets left. So if you guys want to be at the VIP dinner and the VIP car show with all the special guests, make sure you guys grab your tickets before they're sold out. And I think we have 200 of the other tickets left, roughly around there. So snag them before they're gone. April is going to be a pretty busy month. That's my shameless plug for the FX Summit. Okay. So we're rejecting that support. I think that we're going to continue ranging. So like I said, 14,430, that's our floor. 14,430 is our floor. 14,550 is our ceiling. Short up here, go long down here, and I think you're going to have a pretty successful trading day. If you've already made profits, secured your profits, you're in break even, walk away in blue. And if you finish the day in positives, make sure that you guys make a withdrawal just so you can say, hey, I got on the Chart Addicts live streams, we made profits, and I made a withdrawal. All right? It's that simple. If you make profits, you withdraw it. If you don't make profits, well, sometimes I don't make profits in the week and I'll still withdraw something just to remind myself it's real. But that's my personal preference. Ladies, gents, I have to hop off. You guys have your zones. Price will most likely consolidate. If price breaks above the 14,550, you can look for a short-term scalp opportunity right here at 650. If the market comes back and keeps tapping 430, that'll be your second chance to go long. Any comments, questions, concerns about the markets before we hop off? Anybody? Bitcoin is coming up bullish, but I think that at some point we're going to hit probably like the 48, 50K region. And I think this is just going to be a trap. It's going to trap a lot of folks. Come back down one more time, and that's where we'll go all in. All
Roy,
right, y'all.
tell those guys to show up and show out.
Who?
Your guests tomorrow. Tell them to show up and show out.
They will. I promise you. We're not going to have Jason, Andy, Alex, and James in the same room and not have something fucking crazy happen.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going all in, full margin. I'm going to load up a 10K account tomorrow and just go crazy with it. I'm joking, guys. No full margin. Risk management is key. Take it easy, y'all. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, before you head out, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button so you guys can get notified when we do that live stream tomorrow with all the special guests. And if you guys have any questions about personal coaching or learning how to trade or getting your psychology right, because obviously trading in front of hundreds of people, as easy as I make it look, it is a little bit stressful. And so understanding trading, understanding yourself and psychology of trading really helps in having like that calm mindset to be able to shift in and out of positions. So if you guys are interested in personal coaching, go ahead and hit up chartaddictsfx.com. Boop, right there. The #1 personal coaching service in the world. If you guys are watching this on Zoom, Chart Addicts members, love you guys. Happy to see you guys here. You will not want to miss that live stream tomorrow. So you guys are going to get the Zoom link. We're all going to be in a Zoom together, chopping shit. Send out your markups, bring your A-game people, and make us look good, please. All right? Take it easy, y'all. Happy and safe trading for the rest of the day. Don't give your profits back. Peace.